weapons.
And even with how fast it is, in the early portions of Splatoon 2, short-range weapons, even into a little bit the mid-range weapons, that was the meta. That was how you got things done with things like the Tri-Slosher and the Tenatech. Now, mid to long-range weapons can benefit dramatically as well. Things like the Splattershot Pro.
Splattershot Pro being huge now.
The Chargers as well. Chargers have such a big impact on the game now, and things like the heavy splatting can just absolutely melt people and get those odd-man advantages. For Black Squid Ink Burger, we're going to see Sparta stay on that Splattershot Pro, and on the other side of things, a Splattershot Pro and an NZAP. So two weapons mirroring each other. The main differences here are that Ink Delta going to be bringing with them the Luna Blaster. I believe that's Rafa who's going to be playing that, and then the Octobrush too, which can have a devastating 3-shot kill potential.
Yeah, we are on Splat Zone's Inkblot Art Academy now, and it looks like it was pretty neutral start. Both teams losing some players. Queen running away from Autobomb, just staying alive there. Oh, but we got Sparta trying to stay alive amidst the Octobrush. The Octobrush being up on the top middle there is a huge problem. You always want to get rid of that Octobrush. Oh, but they find the flank. Oh, they're going to get taken out, though. No kills for the Octobrush. And a trade. That doesn't happen on land.
Great job by Sparta there. Even if they were going to die in that initial engagement, they got the Inkstorm down, which helped secure the zone, but they were able to come away with the trade on top of that for a total of 2 kills, and now they're able to get on top of this Art installment and lock it down. Their longer range weapons can pick people off that are coming down from that court area, because there's really only a couple ways you can get to mid on this map, which are very predictable, and a lot of people just try and jump down from mid, so if you have that high ground advantage, you can pick people off before they're even able to get to the zone.
And Black Squid Ink Burger is doing such a good job holding the zone amidst all the pressure of Ink Delta right now. It's not a clear lead for them. They're still struggling to hold the zone, but they're doing a really good job keeping it like just in the middle of all this crazy pressure that is being applied onto them. But no, Ink Delta finally able to take the zone. The pressure was enough. And we do have an Inkjet here, maybe going out. Oh, wow, 2 picks. I didn't know there was 2 people there.
And speaking of crazy aggressive pressure, that's exactly what Nareen is doing here with the Octobrush, getting right up in people's faces to maximize that 3-shot kill potential. And that's why we were able to see a double kill in such a short amount of time. And we may see a changeover in the lead. Just about 10 points left to gain here for Ink Delta. Is the Inkstorm coming out for Black Squid Ink Burger.
Inkstorm, Nareen finding a very, very important pick, though. And it looks like that's going to be the lead, though. The Inkstorm wasn't enough. They had to push in with the Inkstorm, but they weren't able to find the opening. And now Queen going to do what they can, just keep pressure on the sides. They can't let the timer go much lower, or else it's going to be really difficult to get back into this game. But a nice pick on a Fate. Queen's still fighting, but no, it's Kopi with the Splattershot Pro. The further range, able to take out the Splattershot.
Yeah, that was just a tough situation for Queen to be in. There was really nowhere that they could go. They tried to poke out, knew it was a mistake, and popped their splashdown to stay alive. They were able to come away with 1 kill, but when 3 people are staring you down total, you're not going to come away with more than 1 kill often. Although, Black Squid Ink Burger was able to give Ink Delta a pretty big penalty there of 66, so they'll have to work through that if Black Squid Ink Burger loses the zone. But time ticking away here. Queen able to come away with a kill, trying to find the right time to lock down the zone, but they're getting absolutely chased here. And Ink Delta has so much more room to maneuver around then, which is such a big advantage.
And the thing is even though they did get that penalty on them, they still have a 41-point penalty of their own that they have to go through if they want to get the lead here. And on top of that, there's another 20 points. 30 points. I can do math.
Rafa is so well adjusted to this weapon. This is a weapon that they were playing so much in Splatoon 1, but they're going to die to the bomb that they did not see. I believe that was a splat bomb. 2 down for both sides here. Sketch is going to aid in the effort of Black Squid Ink Burger, but Nareen going to keep alive and kill him despite the armor. Queen coming out and trying to lock things down here. The splashdown getting built up slowly, and they have 1 member left alive here as the penalty is about to finally tick down, and Black Squid Ink Burger can start to push the zone again in earnest.
And Copile's got the Inkstorm going up. They're going to be fighting inside it. That's 2 picks. That's 2 down now on the side of Black Squid Ink Burger. And now Ink Delta's going to take control of the zone again. They might find 3. There's the 3rd, and it's just the Splattershot left up on the plat. And now all they got to do is play defensive for a good minute and a half, and they've already got the map control. They just need to make sure that Black Squid Ink Burger cannot get off of their platform, and this game is as good as theirs.
And this game is basically trading those Inkstorms back and forth. Ooh. Whoever can get the Inkstorm over that zone is going to have a major in towards getting back into the zone. Nareen here trying to jump down and find some people to kill. They do have their Inkjet at the ready. 2 down already on the side of Black Squid Ink Burger, and just over a minute left to go. Them. Nice flank there. The Baller not going to do too much there, as there wasn't even much ink to cover. And now Ink Delta really showing their prowess here. They might even have time for a knockout.
And look at this, with Rafa just sitting up in front of the platform, just shooting that Luna Blaster up top. All they can do is just throw down their specials and throw curling bombs to try and contest the zone. And look at that, Ink Delta is going to get the knockout despite having a 60-point point penalty, so fantastic job.
Ink Delta with a beautiful win there. They're going to go up 2-0. And you can see, as I mentioned, how difficult it is when you're on the losing side of things to get down from your court area into the zone. It's such a predictable jump down there that, like you said, you can just throw bombs or use a short-range weapon like that Luna Blaster and just constantly fire it. And anyone that jumps down is at least going to take damage, if not go down entirely.
Yeah, let's go with the education here, okay? So Splatoon, as we know, is a game all about movement. And when you're in the air, you don't have movement options. You can't do much when you're in the air. The thing the reason that Ink Delta was able to get the knockout there is because they completely exploited the fact that on Inkblot Art Academy, you need to drop down in the air in order to get to where the zone is. And they picked a weapon like the Luna Blaster, which can just pick people off as they're making that drop. So it's huge. And you can just tell that despite this game only being out for a few months, the players are just already so comfortable with these maps.
And a lot of weapons lose accuracy when they're in the air like that, especially blasters. Their shot goes all sorts of ways except for the way you're intending it to go. So when you have to jump down, if you're trying to fire on somebody, it's a lot more difficult to hit those shots, even if your reticle is directly over them. And that's how the team that is on the zone is able to take them out so easily.
And the thing is a lot of players, and especially Ink Delta there, the way that they compile their team, the way that they compose their team is all about taking the lead and holding it. You definitely know that if Ink Delta completely lost map control, which, by the way, I don't think they ever did, if they ever completely lost map control and they were pushed back to their platform, they would have had a really hard time getting back in with their team comp.
We move on now to game number 3. Will Ink Delta be able to sweep here, or will Black Squid Inkburger take at least a game off of them? It'll be tower control on an old Splatoon 1 favorite, Kelp Dome.
And here we go. Rafa now going with the range blaster, and we all know that the Ink Storm is a very prominent special in Kelp Dome, but we also see Stingrays coming out from both sides. 2 on the side of Black Squid Inkburger, and just 1 here for Ink Delta. And Stingray on tower control, especially on a map like Kelp Dome, is very strong. And I seriously think that the Stingray advantage is already going to give them the advantage in this fight.
Yeah, both teams opting for a heavy splatling here. It's such a good weapon on this map. You can see the catwalks here, the grading. It's so nice to be able to just walk along that, use the high mobility of the splatling and be able to melt people down. But already we're seeing a big push come out here from Ink Delta. They're already around to where the bush was in Splatoon 1, around that halfway mark. And here comes those Stingrays you were talking about. Sketch has nowhere to go. Absolutely melted. 2 members are still in the middle part of the map. Copilot's doing it all on his own.
The Stingray is just so... That's 3 down. The Stingray is just so strong on this map that when you're pushing through the choke point here, they have no option but to just leave. They just have to leave you alone, and you can push the tower. It's just crazy just how good the Stingray is. But no, Sketch finding a nice 2-piece. That's 4 down now. Black Squid Inkburger looking like they might have a pretty nice comeback here. And they're going to be moving into the middle of the map to paint it, and it's up to them to return this.
Sketch being a huge facilitator of that stop from Black Squid Inkburger. Nareen jumped on the tower at the exact wrong time when a bomb was about to hit there, and that resulted in a double kill. Sketch able to get another one on top of that. Now the tower's retrieved and all the way back to mid. Nareen trying to come away with a kill here. Can't find anyone past the tower. They walk into the splashdown. And Takeshi now trying to stay back. We have again those curling bombs that are so nice for getting around the map. They provide almost like the vertical flick of a roller, just a straightforward path that you can use to cut through enemy ink.
And the thing about Kelp Dome is that while it may not seem like it, it's a very open and wide map, and curling bombs are super effective there. In a map where you can have the full length of a curling bomb before it explodes and it doesn't bounce off any walls, it makes curling bombs so good for mobility even when you don't have map control. And that is huge, and that is why the roller is able to just run around and kind of do what they want this game.
And this is a map that also lends itself very well to flanks. You constantly have to be checking your back because people can be coming from pretty much anywhere. There's ramps to both sides of the map in your spawn there. As we see Queen take out Rafa there. Going to come away with another kill there with a beautifully placed splashdown. Tried to find Copilot there, but Copilot was able to get them down as they were already damaged. A full life on the side of Black Squid Inkburger. 2 still alive on Ink Delta, so they will stop that push at 41. Still just about half the game left here for Black Squid Inkburger to try and come back. They still have a good amount of map control, so if they can get back from spawn quickly enough, they might be able to hold on to it and start another push here.
Yeah, Ink Delta didn't get as much map control off of winning that push as I think they would have liked, but no, it looks like Ink Delta is actually still able to hold the lead here despite not having that map control, so they're doing a really good job. They're in a very good position. When it's past the halfway point in the game and you've got a 14-point lead on Kelp Dome, you don't really need to play aggressive anymore. You can just sit back and play defensive. The enemy team doesn't have that much time to to make a good push down to 13 points to win the game. So I think they're really comfortable right now.
Yeah, smart move here by EndGameTV to hold on to the Stingray for when they really need it. Copilot not opting to use it yet. They're just trying to keep map control here in mid-sketch, getting absolutely melted. When this thing is fully charged, there's not much that can stand in its way, even with something like Ink Armor. Now about 1 minute and 45 seconds left to go. EndGameTV content to just sit here. They're playing a bunch of defense. 14 is a great push on just about any map. You don't really need to extend it more than that. If you hop on the tower, it's just to keep it away from the enemy team so they have a longer distance to travel.
Oh, wow. That was the flank from the washing machine there was a huge sloshing machine. My bad. the flank was huge coming in from the backside, but they got just called out, and the entire side of EndGameTV, they knew that the sloshing machine was there. They all reacted very, very quickly, and they just completely triple-teamed the guy, and he wasn't able to find any picks. So fantastic communication there.
And that's the beauty of the sloshing machine. It can play at pretty much all ranges. It has the Stingray as well, so it can kill from that long range. You can stay behind a wall and take people out, or you can have the main weapon attack people from short to mid-range. The hitbox on it is a lot larger than people think, and you can get a direct and an indirect that still results in a kill.
Black Squid Inkburger getting a pretty good push here. That was 2 down on the side of EndGameTV. They got to play it right here. They can't really make too many mistakes. They can't afford to drop people. They got the double splashdown going up, but Noreen's behind. They don't know he's there, and he's going to flank the tower.
Noreen able to get the only one on the tower, but the sloshing machine is still there. Nice dodging there.
Oh,
Noreen is out of ink.
He's out of ink.
His dodging is not going to be enough as they ran out of ink, and now Queen and Sketch are staying on the tower here. They have basically can't afford to let this tower go.
There's the Stingray. The Stingray was up on the heavy splatling, and now they're going to use that, and that's just going to get them off the tower. Oh, that's a full way. Wow.
Copilot with the clutch Stingray there. They're going to have to rush to get back to the tower. Only 20 seconds left, and I'm not sure they'll have enough time. EndGameTV's already rushed back to mid to try and lock it down. Map control in mid very heavily in favor of EndGameTV, and it looks like the sweep might be in effect here. Copilot going back to babysit the tower and making sure nobody's flanking around, but there's only the sloshing machine over by the tower, and the roller also getting melted down too, so it's overtime.
They need to be on the tower. They need to be on that tower. There's no one on the tower, and this guy's stuck in a Stingray, and there it is. He just steals the tower.
An effective C9, if you will, from Black Squid Inkburger results in the 3-0 sweep from EndGameTV as nobody hops on the tower here on Kelp Dome.
And EndGameTV showing that they are very, very, very strong in that set, despite, you know, despite the strength and the coordination that we saw from Black Squid Inkburger, EndGameTV remained composed, they remained strong, and they didn't let their pushes break their line, even in situations where it looked like they were just going to completely lose the game.
Yeah, Rafa and Fade having great performances there, both getting a 12 KA each. Even Noreen, who only got 3, was doing a great job of providing that pressure, using things like the curling bomb to get in people's faces, and even when they ran out of ink, they were still distracting them from even getting on the tower, which is what caused them to lose that game at the end.
And it was exactly like I said after the first match. That was very fast-paced, quick Splatoon, which is what I love to see. There was the curling bombs with the rollers, the end zaps just playing the movement speed builds, and it was just a lot of fun to watch just because of how quick it was.
And neither of these teams really slow-played anyone. They didn't run chargers. The longest range weapons they ran were the Splattershot Pros.
Yep.
And other than that, they just had short to mid-range weapons like
too.
Yeah, like the sloshing machine and like the end zap. Both teams elected to run the end zap a lot in order to have that ink armor at their disposal. So both of them really just opted to play the objective head-on instead of staying back and trying to pick them off from afar.
Yeah, and the thing is, the Stingrays were super huge, but also the Ink Storms. Again, like I said earlier, Ink Storm, Stingray, probably the 2 best specials in the game right now. I don't think many people would argue with that. And it's definitely been prominent just how strong they are in this tournament so far, because the Ink Storm, you just throw it up and you immediately have pretty much control of that area. Like, people can still stand in it, but they don't want to stand in it, and they have to move. And the thing about Splatoon is that it's a positioning game. If your team's in a good position, you're probably going to win the fight. Ink Storm forces you to move out of that position. And that's why there's nothing you can do about it. Once that Ink Storm is up, you have to move, or you're going to die.
And of course, your first thought for a special weapon like that is, oh, it's going to be great for splat zones, which it is, but it's also fantastic for tower control because the tower only moves at a fixed pace, so the Ink Storm can effectively keep up with that really, really well. That's why we saw in that game 4 between Komodo and Hikaru Memento, the 2 Ink Storms being popped at the same time in very slightly separate positions around the tower, so that when they were pushing, they had passive map control getting gained in their favor. And when they had already had a 3-down situation, a lot of those members were coming back from spawn. They didn't have any path to move through, so they had to carve one out, and that gave them enough time to keep pushing that tower all the way through. It's a great start to any objective push.
And we are getting our next match set up here. Guys, how are you enjoying Squidstorm 2017 so far?